Steve! The champion is Steve!
Okay, here I am. Here I am. Steve, what does that mean? Chocking McNuggets? What does that mean? And why is it accusing you of doing it? I'm so confused. Well, let's play Ace Attorney. I opted to not buy it on Steam. Hey Paul, I opted to not buy it on Steam and I went for the original English version. Oh, chicken. Okay. All right. That makes more sense. Okay. I was like chucking. I don't even understand. Whoa. Thank you, Scormac, for 13 months. The unlucky number. I'm sorry if something bad happens to you because of this subscription. Objection and stuff. Yes, we're going to be doing some objecting today. Paul, the Vulpix print has arrived at its destination today. I have had it confirmed to me. So thank you for that. She was very impressed with it. Do you have the Meowth ones up on your store yet? I haven't actually checked. Because I am going to buy one for myself. Meowth is up on the shop. Okay. I will buy one after the stream. If I remember. It might not be immediately after the stream in case I forget, but it will be as soon as I next remember. Is this too loud? Lotad will be up in a few weeks too. Oh, damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this! I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. A little bit loud, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Seemed a little bit loud to me too. I believe I can unloud it from in here. I've already unlouded it quite some amount of numbers. But, see look, it's already at -10. Well, -15, here we come. Alright, let's try that. August 3rd. Was it August in the show? I think they might have changed the date in the show, so it wasn't August. I feel like it was March in the show. Boy, am I nervous! Right! Oh, don't worry about it, Paul. I love Ace Attorney too. I had some... I mean, if you haven't listened to the show yet, I won't spoil my opinion of the show, but I have some feelings about the show. It's a pretty accurate retelling of the game, for better or worse. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. This is a question Mel had while we were recording the episode, was whether or not this conversation actually did happen this early in the game, and there it was, so... Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Isn't that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Oh, there's that face as well. That face, they used that animation. They redrew that for the show. Okay, Steve, get that Kirby done. I don't have the new Kirby game yet. But I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. I can't wait until the day I enjoy it myself. If I never speak again, I sleep. I understand. I really wanted to join you for Nancy Drew earlier in your server, by the way, but you were doing it while I was cooking, so I couldn't. I was making beef pilaf. I don't know what pilaf means, but it's in my body now. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished. I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. By the way, HelloFresh, hashtag not sponsored. HelloFresh told me to chop the vegetables after I started cooking. No. Big mistake. Never do that. If you subscribe to HelloFresh and they tell you to start cooking before you've chopped the vegetables, ignore them. It's a horrible idea, because now what that means is you have a time limit to chop all the vegetables, and it's extremely stressful. My name is Phoenix Wright, by the way. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Blood. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. I always loved the detail of the blood actually like seeping between the floorboards. I thought that was really nice. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Yeah, well, I get Phoenix only deals with murder cases, right? He's specifically a murder attorney. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case, to clear his name. I want to see just one case where Phoenix is just like the attorney in like a land dispute or something. It's always murder though. It's never, his tree was growing over my fence. Always death. I mean, if he ever was the attorney in a land dispute case, it would probably be because one of the disputees murdered the other one. And that's just what I'm going to do. I don't remember what he said before this. Phoenix would go and cut the tree down himself. Oh, here's something I noticed after we were done watching it, actually. In the show, the defense and prosecution benches are reversed, which is weird. The court is now in session for the trial of Larry Butts. Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright. this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. That's not the voice I was doing for the judge on Steve's streams, was it? But I can't remember what voice I was doing for him. Was it like, Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp, hand shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. It's hard to get into, like, one voice when you're doing all the voices. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Why, it's good old Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the defendant's name is listed in the court record. Just touch the court record button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Let's hear your answer. Who is the victim in this case? I'm gonna guess it's Cindy Stone, because it has to be. I didn't even need to look. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. I remember that from the show. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct! You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. I, on the other hand... Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Man, my mouth is drying up already. Oh, jeez. I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but as I pulled the glass away, I splashed water up into my own face. I did, wait, hang on. Right. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honor? As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Right? Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Touch the court record button to check the court record frequently. I can do that. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. I think I put too much spice in my pilaf. Ahem. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it, lies! I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude! We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? Probably. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Ooh. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Oh, I'm not sure what the answer here is, actually. I can't remember. I guess I want him to answer honestly, alright? I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth! Yeah. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order! Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. I forgot that's what he sounds like. Should I be trying to match that?
Your Honor, the defendant is lying!
Lying?
The prosecution would like to call a witness!
It's like Gruntilda. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. I can't keep up the screechy voice. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Side to the stand. Mr. Side, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Side, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead! I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawyer used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Now, Mr. Wright,
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
you may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor. All right, Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Touch the court record button and point out contradictions in the testimony. Right, I need to figure out what I have the R button set as on this controller. Okay, there it is. Okay, we're all good. We're all good. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. I just played the Switch version of this over Christmas because I bought it for my mum, so I helped her through the beginning of the game. And I also just watched the TV show a couple weeks ago. A few weeks ago. How many weeks ago was it? It was like 4 weeks ago. Okay. It was like 4 weeks ago that we recorded that episode. So let's see if I can remember how everything went down. Okay. So lying there, quailed in fright. And he went to call the police because of the blackout. Oh, it's the time, isn't it? He thinks it was 1 PM, but the blackout was... No, never mind. That was noon till 6. So that would have been fine. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, wait. She wasn't dead yet. There we go. You found the body at 1 PM. You're sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes that the time of death... The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was no body to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that! Oh, I love this music. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Okay, the judge voice is killing my throat. I need to find a new one.
Mr. Sword, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM?
Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again? God, what is wrong with my throat today? Like, it's not like I've been using it much. I shouldn't be tired. I think it might be because I forgot to take any allergy pills today.
You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming through the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding.
I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. I do got this one. That was stupid. He said a stupid thing. Because he couldn't have heard the time. Because of the blackout. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah!
The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Side?
No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Wait, I remember now.
Mr. Side? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught.
My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body.
Very well, Mr. Side. Let's hear your testimony once more, please.
Oh, jeez. What is wrong with my throat? Am I getting sick? I don't go anywhere. How could I have picked up a sickness? It's unplausible. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw.
You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Gladly. I haven't had to do any pressing yet. Oh yeah, we're getting into it now. Okay, I think I have to present the thinker here. Yeah. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Side. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may?
Yes, Mr. Payne?
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction.
Indeed.
The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. He knew the victim. You're lying! You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Prove I went in there! I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Side, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Ah! Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn! Burn! Give him death!
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright,
Your Honor?
you claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Yes, Your Honor. The sound Mr. Side heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. Okay, so that's different than in the show, and I guess that's where they changed from the Japanese version, because in the Japanese version it was 2 hours slow. And in the show, it was 2 hours slow as well. So, Mr. Sawyer, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examine of Mr. Frank Sawyer.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. They treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime.
I almost had him.
Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Side. Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off.
Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
It's the passport. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in the apartment was wrong. When you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawyer? Or should I say, Mr. Did It?
Oh, there he goes.
Order! Order, I say! Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your client?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty.
Yeah, there's the confetti.
And with that, the court is adjourned.
Good, no more judge voice. It turns out that Frank Sawyer was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawyer let himself in to do his dirty work. So Larry had a key, huh? While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawyer grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. Oh, so a decent amount of time's passed if it was 11:25 when we sounded the clock. Whew. I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial, and on such a it's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I'd never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over! Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad, bad, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Doesn't that make you want to just cry? Larry. Are you so sure? Squeeze me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? The statue! Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? Where'd you get that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too.
We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. Yeah! Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay me, unless you count the clock he gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. There we go. There wasn't a whole lot, like, comparing it to the show. There wasn't a whole lot to say because it's just the same as the show. The show was just fully, like, exactly every beat from that. I felt like the case was longer than it actually is. But it really was about the same length that it was in the show. I guess they didn't really cut as much as I thought. I felt like they cut quite a lot from it in the show, but they didn't. I feel like all of it was in the show. I guess I felt like it was longer because I usually spend more time, like, pressing on things and getting all the extra dialogue. I didn't really do that this time because I thought it would make the stream too long. But now it's kind of made the stream too short. So this is a short one. That's the end. I'm not going to start Turnabout Sisters because eventually we will come back to the show and we'll look at the Turnabout Sisters episode, because the episode that we did look at didn't have Maya, it didn't have Edgeworth, it didn't have Gumshoe, and we got to look at what those guys were like in the show. It's important. It's very important. So anyway, yeah, there aren't really many people here, so I'm not gonna. Oh look, I got a mouse pointer. I'm not gonna do a raid because it seems unnecessary with this smaller number of people. But thank you for being here. I will be back with next week. I'm not going to tell you what the game is next week because that would mean spoiling what the show is. But I'm quite excited about it. I enjoyed the show very much for next week's episode. But I will be back tomorrow playing Xenoblade some more. Now, thank you for being here. Whenever people thank me for the stream, I feel like, I don't know, because I'm always like, what are you thanking me for? You're the one who watched it. I appreciate that. Yes, Xenoblade tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that because although I complain a lot about it, I'm enjoying Xenoblade a lot too. It has a great story. I really like the characters. I just wish it was a little teensy bit less frustrating. Just a little bit. But, you know. Goodbye, everybody. I love you all. Thank you again for being here. And have a great trial. I'm going to go and play Spirit of Justice some more, actually. I'm getting near the end of Spirit of Justice, I think, but playing this first one again has really put me in the mood for more Ace Attorney. I played a little bit this morning, but I'm going to play some more right now. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening. Goodbye.